Hi, it's Katrina with Sacktown 5 here, Capital Cannabis Corner, with our Amy Jenkins from Precision Advocacy Group, discussing a new actual lawsuit, right, in the space of delivery. Last time we talked about delivery and the updates, we actually didn't have a lawsuit, and now as things are evolving, it seems like there's some drama behind it. What's going on in that space? I mean, you know, hearing about lawsuits in cannabis because of delivery after Prop 64 passes, it's kind of intriguing to people because there's a little confusion around it, right?
Yeah, and you know, you're going to hear me repeat myself a lot, particularly when we talk about delivery and the lack of local authorization,
right,
and all of those fun topics. And just kind of in furtherance of our delivery conversation, we had talked about the potential for a piece of legislation to be introduced that would preempt a regulation that took effect in mid-January that would allow delivery operators that are licensed to deliver in banned jurisdictions. So what has happened is two things. One, as you noted, a lawsuit has been filed by a group of cities. And just, I think last week, the League of California Cities Board of Directors voted to support that litigation. And essentially what it would do is it would deem the authorization to deliver in banned jurisdictions inconsistent with what the voters approved in Prop 64. So it would essentially overturn that decision, or essentially say the regulation is unenforceable.
Right.
And then parallel to that, there has been a bill that also says the same thing, and that is AB 1530 by Assemblymember Ken Cooley. And that bill too would deem the ability for licensees to deliver in jurisdictions with bans unenforceable and in violation of 64.
It seems like every day there's a new thing happening and new updates and new things. I mean, from an industry standpoint, since you represent some really top brands here in California as a lobbyist in the cannabis space, A, you're probably not sleeping as much anymore. And
I don't feel like I sleep at all.
What is industry saying about all this? Is there confusion even within their dialogues and their communication and the association as well?
Well, I think there's been confusion all around. We've gone through numerous sets of regulations. We're dealing with new legislation, and so the industry has been required to pivot and adjust consistently since really 2015 when the medicinal framework was enacted. So this is not new, but it is exhausting. And I think that the California Cannabis Industry Association and many others are prepared to defend the existing regulation, which allows delivery to consumers that request the product, even if that consumer is in a banned jurisdiction.
I mean, things can obviously evolve as the days go by and weeks go by too in the space here. In 2019 with cannabis, again, Prop 64 legalized, but the jurisdictions that you mentioned all have this say in how they want to implement and what they're going to implement. So again, we'll be continuously working with Amy Jenkins on the Capitol grounds as news comes out and discussing what that's going to mean for industry as well as our communities. Thanks for the ads and follows. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Stay tuned.